Pretty impressive.
Okay. Time is 7:39.
Okay,
We will resume the meeting.
thank you. I'm Don Meltzer.
Bob Meltzer.
I just want to make a couple comments on the project for the water tank. I do arithmetic pretty quick. 40 years at $220 a year. Well, you're going to spend about $8.8 million over the life of the project to have the water tank. That takes the $1,700 that you saw up on the screen, the average tax for a $500,000 house. That goes to $2,074 because because it does. And so if the city can find a different way to finance it, wonderful, then that won't happen. If you can't, it will. There's just no other way. I did a quick study on the sewer. I sent it to you a year ago. I'd be happy to share it with anyone. I looked up what other cities of our size cost to operate and build. You're talking tens of millions of dollars. If you can get $5 million from somebody else as a gift, it's still tens of millions of dollars. The city that I looked at, I don't know, I'm running out of time, $2.6 million of operating expenses to operate a sewer for a city of about our physical size and our population. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The city has no way to tax its way to build a sewer. It just doesn't. Wish it. You may wish it did. I don't. I didn't move here for sewers. I didn't move here so that it could be the next Decatur. I moved here because of what it was. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
What was it?
Robert.
Robert?
Here. Robert Zevak, I live over in Mill Ridge. And my question today is I went to an EDC meeting recently, well, maybe not recently, a little while back. And on the meeting board, we had brother and sister voting to allocate money to father the contractor. I'm wondering how this is legal, and if it is legal, how is it ethical? Do we have checks and balances for these committees? And how often are they checked on?
Lori? You want to go first?
Thank you. Mayor and City Council members, I'm here tonight to address the fact that there was an effort on election night to reduce the mayor's pay in case Mayor Black did not win. At 7:48 p.m. on election night, a member of this council sent a text message to the city administrator stating, "Sorry for the late text, but if Ashley wins, I want to put the mayor's pay on the agenda to suspend it until she has proven herself." This was done before the election was even finalized. Beyond how inappropriate it was, it violated both city ordinance and state law. The city's own ordinance, approved in January of 2025, reads, "A review of the mayor's compensation may be conducted by the city council at any time upon the request of at least 2 members of the city council submitted to the city administrator. Only 1 request was made. If there was another one, why wasn't it turned over when this information was requested through the Public Information Act? And why was the mayor's pay allowed to be on the November 2025 agenda? Who is responsible for making sure that the agenda items are legal? The mayor's pay is based on the position, not the person holding the position. When you base the pay on the person holding the position, you violate state law. Once again, Mayor, I sincerely apologize for the way you were treated. This plot against you is a disgrace, and it's way below the citizens of what the citizens of Paradise expect and deserve. And by the way, the unanimous vote to reduce your pay was not unanimous at all. This needs to be corrected on the record immediately. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I provide background, Mayor? The only thing that I'm hoping to address is the questions of legality. There were more than one council member to request the item. Verbal requests also count. They do not create records. And so there was none to turn over to you. That said, I believe it would be a matter of some legal question if a requirement of 2 would have been required in this instance.
It goes against your ordinance. You need to read the ordinance. That goes directly against the ordinance and it goes against state law. But I'm next, so I'll explain why. The local government code right here.
Frank, you ready?
Y'all need to get somebody to guide y'all the right way. I want to address a couple of areas. The first concern is the ordinance that we just talked about and the legality and changes in the former mayor and current mayor's pay. Texas Local Code 51, general law cities are governed entirely by the state law, and any local ordinance that conflicts with or overrides state law is invalid. General law cities, is invalid. State law 141.001 requires a type A general law city to set the salary for an elected office on or before January 1 of the election year, and once set, the compensation cannot be changed during the official's term. The city ordinance adopted in 25 says that the city will review compensation and performance annually, and when at least 2 city council members make a request to the city administrator for a vote. That's directly a violation of 141. It specifically says you cannot do that. You have to make the pay before before January 1 of election year, and you can't change the mayor's pay midterm. Even in December of 22, when an illegal vote occurred by the council on the previous mayor's pay, because it was not on the Texas Open Meetings Act. It wasn't on the agenda, so it was a violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act. You messaged the city attorney at the time to see if Mayor Black could approve her own pay. And the city attorney said yes, but it can't start until after the election because it has to wait until the next election. So we violated that ordinance, and then we also violated on December 2022 the Texas Open Meetings Act by having a vote for the mayor's pay without it being on the agenda. Mr. Whitten, as a private citizen, you brought that to their attention after the vote, and it was tabled. And then the vote occurred on January of 23 to adapt a new 0583 ordinance that was to increase the mayor's pay. I'm off track here because y'all got me round up. To increase the mayor's pay, which was a violation of the law because it has to be done before January 1. So you violated the law on Ashley, and you violated law when you approved the mayor's pay raise after January 1, not in an election year. This is misuse of taxpayers' funds as a violation of 3 separate laws. It's an illegal expenditure of taxpayers' funds of over $12,000. So this city council needs to make a decision of A, how they're going to repeal ordinance 24175 because it's a violation of state, local code, and state law. And you're going to need to make a decision with the city attorney of how you're going to recoup $12,000 of illegal and misused city funds. It's a violation of the law. Look it up. You've all got computers. I've got it. I will submit it as record to this city secretary for official record.
This is for, the next one's for rezoning,
This is for
just rezoning.
official records,
Please
please.
say for,
If it has to do with rezoning in general, it's something that could be discussed. If it's something to do with either North Mesquite or Windmill Ridge, it should wait until the minutes hearing.
So actually, there's something else I would like to talk about. It's not resolved. Right. Jennifer Hickman, Windmill Ridge, Mayor of Women's at City Council. Last meeting, I inquired as to whether or not stop signs or speed humps or something had been discussed instead of changing the road and spending, I don't even want to know how much, in front of Mr. Potts' place. And you'd said that had not even been considered. Has there been any discussion since then? Or are y'all just set on spending that money no matter what?
Yes, it has been discussed.
Okay.
And the decision was that it was a better idea to continue with the project as planned.
Okay.
Because one, speed bumps are just out of the question to begin with because of the speed of the road. Right?
No, I don't understand that.
Well, the speed limit goes from, say it's 40. You hit a speed bump, just not safe.
What about a stop sign?
Stop signs are governed by the state, meant to be used in certain scenarios. And one of those scenarios is not to have a random stop sign in the middle of a straight road. And so for consistency of traffic patterns across the state, it was determined that the correct way forward was to go ahead and fix the road.
Fix the road, you mean change the road?
Straighten it out.
it's a dangerous route.
Well, it's dangerous because of the curves, but there is a half a mile of straight section before that, which is in the county. And I think the section that you'd be worried about would be the section that's actually on the county side of the road. It's also gonna be a school zone too, because that'll be adjacent to the school. But that's gonna be on the county side also, because the school is outside the county. Or out in the county in the unincorporated section. I'm looking at it here on the map, just kind of, I'm trying to gather everything mentally.
Just out of curiosity, do you know approximately what that project's gonna cost?
It is costing us $60,000 to design both the Schoolhouse Road realignment and the Hickory Stadium improvement, right? Because there are two projects associated with this planning effort. So in fiscal year 26, we were doing the 60,000. In fiscal year 27, we will do the actual construction through our ILA with the county. We have not received a quote from the county for that project yet.
Ballpark?
I would not be comfortable giving a ballpark yet. If you would like to send me an email.
Okay.
It's the best way to communicate with me.
Okay.
I can give a ballpark.
Right.
Thank you.
I think that concludes citizens' comments.
All right. Our buttons got pressed here, but that's okay. Ma'am, with your permission, I'll move on to consent. We have 3 consent items. 2 of them are minutes from previous meetings, and the third one is amendment to the administrative calendar to correct a couple typos, mostly accidentally misplaced holidays. Make a motion for, or ask for a motion.
Ask for a motion to approve the.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All four?
Aye.
All passes.
All right, getting into deliberation. The first item up for deliberation is a resolution of the City Council of Paradise, Texas, approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of Justin and the other participating cities for a regional animal control feasibility study, authorizing execution of the agreement and perfecting an effective date. This is the interlocal agreement to which we would pay not more than $4,000 to support the study to see if it's feasible to set up an animal control agency. Ma'am, for discussion.
I think this would be good because our area tends to go to a lot of dumping of dogs. I mean, they'll dump them in a crate with a blanket and everything because it's just easier.
Facebook is always saying there's dogs everywhere.
Yeah. Now, we do have the 2 puppies, you know, over there by the school, but they're more a nuisance than a problem. And that, and also, anytime we see animal care issues, we have no one to call. And it's not just going to be for Paradise; it'll be adjacent to and also connecting to Paradise or to Justin. And I know in Justin they do have Apollo Rescue, and we personally gotten 2 dogs from there or 1 dog. Yeah. And I know that they're probably going to be involved. Those are good people. I hope they're involved. I'll say that. Probably not. So, but I'd like to make a motion that we enter into the agreement to pay no more than $4,000 for the study of the interlocal agreement with the various cities in Justin on animal control.
I'll second.
All four? Vote passes.
Thank you. Moving on. This is the public hearing for the request on North Mesquite. First, item B. This item B is the hearing. So, Mayor, in a second, you'll open the hearing. And then you'll invite people to come up and speak about their opinions on this rezoning effort. After that, you'll close the hearing, and we'll move on to the next item. Again, if you would like to open the hearing.
I open the hearing for West Mesquite rezoning.
North Mesquite.
North Mesquite. When's Paradise anyway?
Jennifer Hickman again. I don't think this rezoning is a good idea to have the multi-use properties built there. One, as I said last time, rental people are not paying taxes, so typically they don't care as much. I know you have vigilant screening and everything, background checks and all that in place, but you can't discriminate against someone for what they do for a living or, you know, so it's not always as easy to keep the good people there and keep the bad people out. My biggest concern though is water. We've talked about water a lot tonight and how the city is kind of struggling when it comes to water, and that water tower is just waiting to fail because that is our single point of failure, as Ms. Wilford brought up. So if we're adding in 12 to 16 more homes, that's a lot more water getting used. So that's my objection to that rezoning.
Can I comment first?
Please.
When you say the good and the bad people, I was a renter before I moved here. Are you saying I was a bad person because
No,
I was
I'm
a
not.
renter?
No, I'm not
Well,
saying renters are bad people.
I think as a single mom also, I couldn't afford a home, so I could have benefited to this rental. So I don't think the argument of good and bad people because they're renters is.
I apologize if that's how it came across. I wasn't trying to say that people who rent, I've rented plenty of times in my.
And I know he really vets for him. He's from Paradise. His wife has roots here. I know he'd do good with this property. I will say that.
Somebody done you with the property that's right across the street already, so.
But you were involved with Windmill Ridge?
Yeah.
Okay, we were all lied to who bought property there.
We don't know who lied to.
I know, but I'm just saying, there was a big conspiracy somewhere, I think, regarding Windmill Ridge, so I have a little problem with trust. Based on the numbers I've seen, it looks like we're gonna be paying $90,000 in taxes over the next 10 years that we were told didn't have to pay, so.
Another comment about the water, it will be more load on the system, but those, let's say 16 units are not gonna be equivalent to 16 houses, because there's not 16 lawns.
Okay, fair enough.
So it won't be equivalent to, and I'm not sure how he's gonna irrigate them. Because the property owners worried about, their costs, I would imagine the irrigation is gonna be watched pretty carefully. So I know there's still gonna be, we're trying to work through the water issue. And honestly, since, the city was conceived, they haven't done anything to make it better. I remember it was a couple of years ago, we had to do a water rate increase because it hadn't changed in like 8 years. And it's because those people were just very hesitant to burdening the people. And what they've done is they've just put the burden on other people later on. So, and we all live here too. We're all, when you brought up the thing about property taxes, I just look at that and it just makes me sick how much we're paying. But, that's where we are.
I think at the end of the day, the engineer's gonna determine whether or not he can build what he wants to build.
No, I get that part, yeah, I just.
May I make a comment? All due respect, ma'am, I just wanted to address Mr. Lamb here. You asked if he built Windmill Ridge. I remember a meeting we had here where he was either inadvertently or with intent that he was the one that said these things to y'all about being in the county, and he stood up and said, no, it was not me, I did not do that. And I just wanted to bring that up. So it must have been someone else.
I believe someone at the last meeting did refute that as well, but anyway.
I'm sure,
There was some kind of.
I'm sure y'all have refuted a lot of things, but I can remember Joe Lamb saying it was not him. That's the only point I want to make.
Okay.
And you are absolutely correct about the occupants not paying property taxes.
Sales tax.
However, yeah.
The property
However-
taxes are collected in the rent.
Yeah.
And I've owned rental property in my life, and I surely didn't let them stay for free.
That's what I'm saying, they're gonna be paying by proxy.
It's gonna be more demand on the water, and it's already struggling, so,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Any others?
My big question is how,
You?
sorry,
Yes,
Lori.
thank
My big question is how will this zoning change to allow multifamily dwellings benefit the city and citizens of Paradise? As we have heard, a big concern of this council is not having enough water. This zoning change will only increase the demand for water. There could be problems with the septic system that you haven't even thought of yet. And by the looks of the area, and a lot was brought up tonight about the fire trucks and all of that, parking and overcrowding are gonna be a definite issue. And it's not simply a zoning change. It's opening a floodgate of issues that the city of Paradise doesn't need. Simple zoning changes like the one we were alerted of on July 28, 2025, that hearing of Windmill Ridge is what alerted us to our annexation problems and the deception the homeowners purchased our homes under. There was deception. So in your discussions, please make it clear how this will benefit the citizens of Paradise and the city of Paradise. So I'm urging you to vote no on this change. And another thing was that, why are you voting, why would you vote yes before you have all the information? Before you know, I know you're gonna put out a lot of money, I guess, for the survey or for the projections of how they're gonna widen the road or the septic and all that stuff. So why would you go ahead and vote yes before you even know what we're getting into? That's a big question that I have. And there have been so many things that have gone wrong, from the not changing the zoning for Windmill Ridge. That was a mistake. The annexation, the violation of laws, and that was a mistake. Your pay, that was a mistake. So all we have are a bunch of mistakes, and no one's making good on them. No one's trying to fix these errors. And so just please discuss and deliberate and really think about how this is going to affect the city. So thank you.
A lot of questions we're not asking is because he already has established those duplexes or randomness you have on that.
Yeah, it's a duplex and then two
You-
townhomes.
And you did it to where it was in accordance with, so.
And that is actually how zoning normally goes, is that we could push it off and say, we'll do it later, and have him get a lot of engineering information to us. And he's just gonna have to put that money up front with no guarantee that he's gonna get it. What we have to look at is character of person and intent, either from evidence of their past or what they're putting for us now. And because, and I'm not saying everyone from here is good, but he does have good evidence of wanting to do good here.
Well,
And
we're a prime example of being led wrong. And we went to your house, Mr. Lamb. You showed us around your house, and you told us that we were not in the city and that we would not pay city taxes. You told that to us.
I request that we keep the conversation in the bounds of the zoning discussion.
If he decides just to build a house there, what is it to go back to R1, just to vote?
You can build them both.
yeah, you can build
Build a single
But you
one.
can still go a single home.
Yeah, it's not restricted to just doing one.
Yeah, you're giving them the opportunity to see what's capable. If you give it R2, you can go see what things are going to allow him to build from there.
I like this option better than someone having land and building a subdevelopment and building 50 houses, honestly.
I mean, you can hold out and sell it to somebody else that wants to come do something worse with it. My biggest deal is you're not going to stop change, but you can definitely have a vote and sculpting it and having some guidance in it. So that's my biggest deal. I think trying to stop things is ludicrous. You just need to try and help make your decisions with what you have. So.
Yes, Frank.
I think that's a really good point, Cody. Appreciate that. That you can't really stop change, but you have to make good decisions when you make them. So a lot's been said about the water. I had a whole little spiel about the water, but somebody stole my notes and took them for themselves, so I don't have to say about that. But I will say that I did have a conversation with James, general manager at Walnut Creek. And we're not getting any more water. We are maxed out. We will not get any more water until another water source is provided. And that's on a good day, 5 years, if the WCPUA, whatever it's all called, even gets going, it's probably closer to 7 to 10. So as a city, why are we allowing permits? If we know that water, and Chance has stand up here and beat the drum on this since July, about our water scenario, as a city, why are we allowing any permitting of building if we have that kind of a change? We could put a moratorium on it. We don't have the infrastructure to support it. It's legal that you put a moratorium on it. Don't know why we don't do that. My other concern of the rental properties is not people that rent from there. It's the amount of rental properties. If you allow an R2 now, you're opening up Pandora's box. And how are you going to keep other developers from building larger developments, larger rental properties inside the city of Paradise? Bridgeport has 91 townhomes going up right now. Decatur is full of apartments. If you do this now, you cannot put it back. You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. You're going to have to allow every developer that comes in that wants to have multifamily developments, you're going to have to allow them to do it. You can't stop them.
hold on, we do have R2 zoning in this area, don't we? Because your duplexes are on them, right? And we have the option to say no. So Pandora's box is not necessarily open.
So you're going to discriminate against one developer from another?
That's not what he said.
No, I'm saying if a developer comes in with a much larger plan,
Mm-hmm.
and they say they want to put in, you know, the 26 units on a half an acre, and they say they can build this super awesome system, we can still say no. You know, it's our judgment with the evidence presented. Like if Lennar Homes comes in, because they don't have a great reputation, we're not discriminating against them. We're discriminating against their legacy. So, and we have to look at the body of work. And I think with his body of work, when it comes to R2 residents, however you feel about the other stuff, I think he's done pretty well.
So we want affordable housing is what was said, which I'm 100% behind, making sure houses are affordable. What is the average rent for one of those? What's the average rent's gonna be?
Well, the townhomes are renting for $2,300 a month.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how affordable that is.
How much did he say, 300?
2,300.
300?
For the 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath.
And it's not just affordability, it's accessibility too. Because how many people who can afford $2,300 can't get a mortgage? They don't have 10 or 20% down to put on a house, but they do want to get in the area. So it's not always about affordability, it's about accessibility. And that's sometimes even more important for people who say are, you know, they work in certain areas just for a short period of time. A lot of oil and gas in the area, or agriculture, aggregate companies, they move in, managers, even mechanics, and they do need to be movable or mobile. And we either have them living in mobile homes, which is a whole other issue that we've got to take care of, or some pretty nice homes, hopefully. Not to, you know, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy.
No, you're not being negative, Nancy. You're showing your cards, and I'll be really honest with you. I appreciate you. Because a lot of times, these votes up here at this city council get zero deliberation. And I appreciate you, and Cody has said things, and Mr. Cook as well, and Mr. Pot, and all of y'all have actually said things tonight, so
May I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
In all due respect also.
Yes, sir.
You said I guess it was the manager of where we get our water from, said we're not getting any more water?
That's exactly what he said.
Are we wasting time chasing a $3.8 million?
I absolutely think you are.
Build a tank if they're not gonna give us any water?
Well, and it's not just about capacity, it's about point of failure. We've got one point of failure right now.
I know, but to his question,
But I'm just
you
curious.
get 250, we get 250 gallons a minute. That's 360,000 gallons a year, if my math is right. That water tower holds 350,000 gallons. How many thousands of gallons do we use every day?
I don't know, sir.
That was rhetorical. I don't know. Somebody knows. Do we empty that out every single day?
It's 150,000 gallons.
That tank's
150. I'm sorry. I apologize. 150.
Build a $250,000.
Yes, you're right. 250. Yeah.
But I mean, my point is, I think valid. If we're not gonna get any more water,
No. There is an answer to this
there's gotta
discussion,
be an answer.
but it is outside the scope of this hearing.
Actually, it's not, because the scope of this is about water.
I can assure you that the city's issue is not with water quantity. The issue is with water storage. We're cycling our tower too much and putting too much strain on the infrastructure, but we're receiving enough water. We're using about 2/3 of the water that's delivered. James, who I know well,
Yeah. He spoke highly of you.
thank you.
So we could bank 1/3 a day or something like that?
Well, you can't drink water,
Well, I mean,
but
yeah, you
yes, sir.
can. You can put it in the other tank.
Yes, sir. Also, there's the whole discussion with West Fork PUA. And that is our strategy to get more surface water outside of Walnut Creek. It's pretty accurate to say that until West Fork PUA comes online, we're unlikely to get more water capacity from Walnut Creek. That's a fairly accurate thing to say for the next few years. But there's more than enough water delivery to support another 12 or 16 units. With
Another 64 to 80 people?
Yes,
You
sir.
feel comfortable with that?
That is correct.
Okay. We must not be in as bad a shape as we thought, because first time I heard Mr. Williford talk about it, I thought who were burning down, because he said if there was a big fire, we wouldn't be able to do anything. If the school started on fire, we wouldn't be able to put it out. There wasn't enough water to do it. And now we're being told there's plenty of water. So I don't know which is true. The other problem is the septic tanks. I know he's working on it. Are we comfortable with one septic tank for 2 homes, 8 to 10 people? What happens if it backs up? Who's going to control whether or not they're actually using the septic tanks and not throwing things down in the septic tanks? It's not supposed to go in the septic tank. It backs up, hazardous material, backflows, sewage is in the homes. Who's going to take care of that? Who's going to ensure that doesn't happen?
I believe that would be the property management
Right.
company.
Afterwards, after the fact.
It happens everywhere.
You're not
Well, we have to,
Control, when it's your own home, you control a lot better.
They have to
Yeah,
meet CEQ
yeah, we-
requirements.
No, the septic does. The people renting the homes don't have to meet TCEQ requirements.
You know, I'm sure we could probably find some derelict septic systems in this town.
Absolutely you can, there's plenty of them.
And to say that just because in that situation with a newer, more than likely more expensive, not saying it's better, but it's an investment that he's gonna try and ensure is gonna be as healthy as long as possible. So it's going to be more than likely probably not gonna be getting inspected just once a year. You know, his property.
How often do you inspect your homes over there for rent now?
well, we have a system where we have to get inspected every 6 months, and I pump the tanks once a year.
So you have, is there something, because we're talking about,
Yeah, because we have to do.
we're talking about reputation, we're talking about making sure we do things right. Do we have some type of documentation that shows that we're pumping these things every year?
Do we?
As long
Not on
as
the
if it's an
pumping
aerobic system, yes.
On the aerobic
On
system.
an aerobic system, yes, they have to be maintained. We have to have a contract on file and we get
Right,
Testing
but
tests.
the other houses over there, they're aerobic or not?
The ones on the other side of the street are not.
Or not?
Depends on whether or not if it's septic or if it is a standard system.
Right, so it's a standard system. We're talking about whether they're getting inspected, whether they're getting done. Are we confident that the houses over there now, the septic system is being inspected and cleaned out every year?
Well, this has to be inspected. The clean out is not necessarily required. It's functional.
That's what we were just told it happens.
Well, yeah, I know, we're being told because that's his decision to put that money in to take care of his investment. The city just requires that aerobic systems are inspected and traditional drain fields are already.
It's a pretty obvious scenario here where the council stands on this. And that's why y'all are elected officials, because y'all make decisions like this. I will be cautious of saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. We talk about trust. We talk about reputation. There's one person who for dang sure knew that Windmill Ridge was annexed. And it's the person who voluntarily had to be annexed. And there's one person who knew it was annexed and for 5 years has not paid city taxes. And never once in that 5 years' time.
Yeah, this
Like
is
this week.
attacking his character.
No, y'all all said it's about reputation.
But to insult a person.
I'm not insulting a person. I'm making a,
We are in the discussion for the public hearing for Mesquite Windmill Ridge is next. So
I wasn't discussing Windmill Ridge.
Well,
We're still in the discussion of Mesquite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
So we're not in the Windmill Ridge. I guess when we talk about Windmill Ridge, we
then I know.
is that it? For Mesquite? Still on that? Okay. Alright. Next.
Is the hearing closed?
Close the hearing.
Closed, yes. Hearing's closed.
Would you mind marking the time for the secretary?
8:19.
The hearing being closed, we move on to item C, which is the deliberation and vote for the rezoning of the properties on North Mesquite from R1 to R2.
I move that we go ahead and accept the rezoning from R1 to R2.
One second.
I'll second.
All four? Vote passes.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. He's got one.
Man, moving on to the next item. This is a public hearing to consider the rezoning of the development known as Windmill Ridge from agricultural to R1.
Jennifer, you had rezoning on this one. Did you already discuss it with that one?
I mean,
On this? No.
what's there any more I can say about Windmill Ridge?
And would you open the hearing?
I'll open the hearing at 8:20.
All right, I'll get up and say it anyway. Jennifer Hickman again. So, I'm opposed to this vote. I know you say it doesn't have anything to do with taxes, but it absolutely does, because if you're able to rezone it, that means that the city has the power to do so, and most of us were told by someone or multiple people when we purchased our homes in Windmill Ridge that it was not in the city, that we did not have to pay city taxes. And so I'm not in favor of this rezoning at this time. I know you say it won't affect taxes, but again, it will. So, thank you.
Anybody else would like to? Can we say something? I've sat here, I've seen your frustration, and I know at some point y'all were wronged, but I'm here to help you and want you to be a part of this city. I want y'all to love Paradise, I want y'all to be in Paradise, and I would like to accept you as my community. I know that's not what you wanted, but I would really like that.
Any other speakers?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, sir, if you have something to say.
Yeah, I just want to address Windmill Ridge. I don't know how it happened. Most of these people weren't even on this council when it happened. I may have been, I don't know. I'm the longest sitting guy here, and the longer I sit here, the more I think I ought to just go ahead and resign. But I want to personally apologize for what took place. I don't know who did it. I don't know how to fix it. But I believe this man is speaking the truth when he says you're not going to get taxed anymore. Because, you are going to get taxed. In 27, you'll get a tax bill, or you'll have to pay a tax bill in 27. Irregardless of what we do tonight, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think the things that he brought out tonight are important for you, especially should you decide to sell your home. Should you decide to go get a loan against your home, or whatever. Or should some guy come right next door and want to build a sewer plant next to your house. So please accept my apologies on behalf of this council, because I think I may have been the only one here. I wish I could give you more. I really do. I can tell you this. My taxes are frozen. I don't know how old you are, but I pray you get to be 65 so yours can be frozen and you're still here. Okay? Fair enough?
Yeah, I will speak on that. Thank you. Thank you. This is the first time since July that we've had somebody from the city council apologize.
No, I mean it sincerely.
And I appreciate that. And you were someone in the very beginning of this that opened up to say, let's wait, let's hear from them instead of rushing to a vote. So I sincerely appreciate the fact that you said that, because that means a lot. And you guys weren't on it. So there's not a whole lot, we still have options, but there's not a whole lot we can do tonight.
Right. I understand.
So I appreciate it.
Mr. Salerno, someday let's sit down and have a cup of coffee next door, okay?
Yeah, good burgers, you told me.
I know she has. I've been eating them for 20 years.
I'm ready when you are, just don't tell this one.
Okay.
21 years.
I've been here 21 years.
She's been 21 years, right?
I don't know. You know why they used to call it the finish line down there, don't you?
Yeah.
I told her she should have named this the starting line. So you started right there.
There's a track right there on that street.
Do y'all have anything you want to say?
Are we done? Do you have to close it?
I got a time closing the hearing for Windmill Ridge zoning, right? 8:24, gavel?
All right, ma'am, moving into the final item of the night. This is the deliberation and vote to rezone Windmill Ridge from agricultural to residential.
I'd like to go ahead and move it. We go ahead and do that, rezone it from agricultural to R1.
I'll second.
All four. Votes unanimous, passes.
Yeah, for adjournment.
Can I make a motion that we adjourn?
Go for it. Second. 8:25 ending, called, meeting adjourned.
We're gonna take a vote.
Oh,
We don't have to. Thank you all for coming.
All right. Will you submit a engineering meeting whenever you're ready? I'll get